What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode. My name is Napoleon. Got the dogs barking in the background. Not mine. I don't have dogs. I have a cat. So anyway, so this is going to be a continuation on the last video. We did take out the turbo from the Evo 10, and there is no change here. Still up there. So trying to figure out what's going on with this turbo, and when I came out here yesterday, it was a lot worse than I thought. So I'm gonna set the camera up over here in the corner, and we're gonna take the back housing off because I definitely want to show you guys exactly where the carnage is, because like I said before, it is way worse than I ever thought. But we'll get to talking about some things in a couple minutes here, and I definitely do want you guys to give me your feedback. By the time this video comes out, I probably will have something in the works, or something you know, as a hard possibility on what I want to do. But it is going into my work weekend, so I don't know how much of it will happen, but things will probably be moving in one direction or another. I'm still on the fence on what I'm gonna do as of the recording of this video. By the time you see it, I might already have something done, like I said before. So set the camera up, and let's take apart this back housing, and let's see what the carnage looks like. All right. I'm pretty sure you guys can see some of the damage. So let's start over here with this. So looking at the this side over here, it does not look bad at all. Let me see. Is my light over here? I don't think my light is plugged up, actually. All right, let's see, because there's not enough light over there. So let me see. Get my light. Now, as you can tell, does not look very bad on the compressor side. Doesn't look like anything hit the walls. So yeah, so looks good on this side. Now on the other side, on the other hand, look at how bad this is chewed up. Look at how bad this is. So there is a hole in the, I don't even know what you want to call that, the oil. For the, it keeps the oil in, if I'm not mistaken. So that's bad. But it's crazy because I wasn't burning any oil. So no oil burning, but you can see on the compressor, on the turbine wheel, like how bad this thing is chewed up. Look at how bad it is. Like, I've never seen a turbo like this and still actually run perfectly fine. So I don't know what this is supposed to, like, how big this is supposed to look, but you can tell, like, it is definitely, it's definitely seen better days, I tell you that. But surprisingly enough, it was still running. I would still drive this every single day and not have any issues, which is very confusing to me. That it would still make jam. Like, it's not a fast car by any means, but maybe this is, well, I know it's not a maybe now, it's a hard, this is because I wasn't making any kind of jam. So moving on along here, let's look at the turbine housing, and let's see. Oh, hey, look at that. That is a massive crack. That is in the that is the flapper. Obviously you can tell it is junk now. Now looking at that down there, so I know it's really hard to kind of tell, but yeah, it looks like there's some type of hole or something like that. So looking at this, something that I noticed the other day, there is a crack right there. You can barely see it. There's a crack right in the center of, you know, the two collectors. around the housing down here, it is cracked damn near the entire length of the turbine housing. So that's a problem altogether. Now for the piece at la resistance. So look at this. Have you ever seen anything even remotely close to this? Anything close to this? This is just like destruction on a whole another level. So I don't really know how this happened, why this happened, but all I can say is that this is what 220,000 mile turbo looks like. So the turbine housing, junk. The manifold is junk, and the turbo itself can be rebuilt, which is good. So I'm gonna hold on to this itself, and I'll look to probably buy a turbine housing or something like that, or even look to actually have this rebuilt into something way better. So I'm gonna put this over to the side. What I'll do is I'll take off everything else that I actually would need, like the the return, the two water fittings, and the oil feed is still on the car, so like I got it out without like damaging that. So yeah, this is just like, this is by far the worst damage of a turbo that I've ever seen. And trust me when I tell you, I've had turbo cars since I was probably like 16 years old, 17 years old. And yeah, I've never seen any kind of carnage as crazy as this. And like I said before, this is a 220,000 mile car. And I mean, like, it's got its issues, but nothing compared to like what that is. I could have literally just drove this thing until it literally died and not even known about any of that. Like, the only reason why I know about any of this now is just because I was doing this downpipe. If I wasn't doing this downpipe, there's no way I would have even thought to look at the turbo for any issues, looked at the manifold for any issues. So now that I'm in this state, what would you guys do? What would you guys do in this situation? So now, I want you to keep in mind, upgrading to a bigger turbo, bigger than maybe a 20G or an 18K, would be almost like a death blow to the motor. Let's be completely honest with you. Like, I know that these are cast parts, but if I'm not going for all out power, like I don't think that I want to really try to push the engine. I do have, like, I have Ivy over here, which makes 550. The Subaru, which it's kind of 50. Like, that thing is gonna go eventually. Not right now, but eventually it'll go. And then I have the GTR, which makes pretty good jam. 460 on pump, 520 on E85. So I have decent cars that make decent power. The Evo 5, I don't expect to get anything more than 300, 350. That thing is just going to be a literal daily driver for when the summer, spring, fall, like that's going to be that kind of car. Now the Evo 10 was supposed to be the daily, but if I can make some jam 360, 370 out of a stock turbo, then I'll be perfectly fine. I don't need anything super crazy. I just need it to run at whatever kind of capacity that it's got. And now that I have that transmission in there, that 600 horsepower clutch transmission, I might as well just play with it a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, again, like I said, I don't know what I would do, what I'm going to plan on doing. But it's looking like nothing more than an 18K or 20G is about the max that I'm actually going to do. I don't need this thing to like shoot a rod through the block or anything like that. It is still an aluminum like block, and it still does have a lot of miles on it. So I really don't want to push my luck with it too much. So yeah, I'm probably just not going to go super crazy. So a stock turbo is probably ideal. So it's just going to be sourcing one that's going to be in decent shape, not have the cracks that I have in this one, and a manifold that I'm not going to go crazy with. So what I might just do is high temp do the exhaust manifold, and I might just do the turbine housing. So I might just take those two off of whatever turbo that I get and high heat coat them, or have them high heat coated, just so that they'll hold up to some temperature without like actually failing. But again, like I said, if I get something with like less than 50,000 or 60,000 miles, I think I should be okay. Anything more than that, then you're probably prone to be looking into failures in the future here. So probably not going to go that route. But again, I'm happy that you guys tuned in. I wanted to show you guys the carnage. I could physically see it, but I didn't know how bad it was really going to be. But now that I do know how bad it really is, it's just like, there's no way I can use this turbine. I can't use this turbo. I can't use this manifold. So I'm definitely going to be looking for something to replace all that stuff. And I just don't know exactly what I'm going to do. As far as power wise, like I said before, if I could make somewhere around like the 350 to 400 mark, I will be pretty happy about that. But we're just gonna have to see like what it kind of looks like here. I'm gonna do some research, and hopefully somebody local has one that's like, you know, been in a wreck or something like that I can get some of those parts, and then we could kind of move on from there. Because honestly, like, it's now gonna hold up the lift and hold up other projects. Like I said before, I thought I was gonna be a 1, 2, 3 thing, but right now it's looking like it might just be might be up there for a little bit longer than I really want. But what can you do? You know what I mean? What can you do? But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I try to make videos that you guys can actually watch and entertain you. So if this did that, hopefully it's not a long video, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you know, think about subscribing, maybe leave a comment, maybe something that you would do in this kind of situation. And I don't know, I'll just see you guys on the next one. Hopefully by the next video I should have something on the horizon or some type of plan in place so that I can get this car going. So yeah, until then, like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys on the next one. Deuces.